Hello, this is Nafisa. How's your week been? Mine has been wonderful. I want to share something with us quickly, and it would revolve around the word resilience. Now, what does resilience mean to you? The psychological meaning, which is what I want to point out to us today, is the ability to withstand adversity and to bounce back from life difficult events. Now, think about the word for a minute. What does it mean to you, resilience? Let me tell you a story. So when I had my last baby, Abba, I was out of work and it was a really difficult time for my husband. So we were really like managing funds and everything. One day I wanted to buy something. I can't remember what it was, pad or something, and I had to call. Yeah, I called him, and I think he wasn't really close home. There was something around it, but I couldn't get money immediately, and I felt really bad. And the thought was reinforced because I had been thinking about it before then, but then it was reinforced that I should start something of my own. I should start my own business that can get me money. And there and then I drew up a business plan, a sketchy business plan, because those who draw business plans would know that it's not something you can just draw out of the blues. So I drew up a business plan featuring two things that I had passion for: one, fashion, and two, cooking. And I said to myself, which of these would have the lowest overhead cost? Because it's not like I had anybody who was promising me money to start a business. So I chose catering because it was easier. Like, I cook every day in my house, so it's gonna be easier to be able to make a statement, to break into the market with catering. And that was exactly what I did. And fast forward to a few months later, after I drew the business plan, I got a job. So one of my applications pulled through, and I resumed work with my 2-month-old baby back then. And a lot of people were asking me, how are you going to be able to manage having your 2-month-old baby, nursing him, and going to work, and working on your business? I told myself I needed this. I needed this. I had this foresight. Like, this is what I wanted to be. This is the kind of woman I wanted to be in 10 years' time. I want to be able to own my own money. I shouldn't wait for anybody to do anything for me. So I had this at the back of my mind, and I told myself, whatever it takes that is legal, I was going to do it. And that's exactly what I've done over the years. There was no plan. There was no laid down plan that, oh, today you do this, tomorrow you do that. But I kept learning every day. I kept watching what others were doing. I kept trying to see how I could improve myself, my skill set mentally, and that has helped me a lot. I also prepared myself for opportunities. So if they were having meetings in the office, I'll be like, yeah, I do this, I'll show them pictures. And then sometimes I'll give free food. Yeah, I had to give free food a couple of times, just to let people know that, okay, you can trust the taste, you can trust my business. And it has helped me, sometimes. And then sometimes I never get feedback. And I just try to tell myself not to feel bad, because irrespective, there'll be times where you have pitfalls and you just have to pick yourself up and keep going. And recently I got a little bit of funds to reinvest in my business. And I went to the market. I got stuff. My previous video told you about what happened when I went to the market. But then I got stuff, and I was really excited, even though I had no orders on ground. I didn't have any clientele that were waiting for me to bring back stuff and start supplying them. And one day I had this order for small chops, and I went to deliver it. On my way back, I noticed that there was a building project going on. So I spoke to the manager, and he told me they already had a lady who was supplying them cooked food. I was like, okay, what about snacks? And he said no. And I was like, yeah, I can do snacks. I can bring it. And that was how I started making snacks for them. I started with puff puff, something that I learned from my mom. Yeah, so fun fact, my mom used this at a time when we were growing up to make sure ends met in our home when my dad had issues. I also had I added zobo and kunu aya, because I told them about it and they made. The truth is resilience. Resilience. I told myself, because I do that a lot. I tell myself, you can do this. And once I tell myself that, it's very difficult, except I'm sick, I always find a way. Sometimes I fail. Now, that's true. Sometimes I fail at, whatever it is I plan to do. But that thought that's also at the back of my mind that, you can do this, is always a motivating factor. When you stand for yourself and do things for yourself, God will place people in your path that will make those things easier for you. Go after your passion. If you have something that you're passionate about, for me, it's food. For you, it could be something else. I have a friend who's passionate about football. We were talking recently, and he told me that he built a blog that has approximately currently 3,000 visitors. And that is one way he earns money. You can imagine. So even if he has this, regular job, he also has this on the side thing. And that's another thing. You can never be too comfortable with one source of income. I can't remember who shared this, but they said that ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship.